Miami Beach, baby! To Miami, just hooked up with my boy AB. What's up?
What's up?
Here's to us.
Hey.
Here's to a happy and healthy life.
Yes, sir.
God bless you, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, as you've seen by the start of this video, Tyson Fury has abandoned his main man, Billy Joe Saunders, in disgust. Now, you man who saw my video yesterday, you'll know that I reported on exclusively the fact that Tyson Fury, after the Billy Joe Saunders fight, exited the building and left immediately. He did not go with Billy Joe back to the changing room. He did not, in fact, the evidence is there. He did not go to the ring. He did not go to the hospital. Within a few hours, literally after the fight, he was on a plane and he was in Miami, as you've seen now. And just quickly, to give you man the receipts, you can see the picture says private jet 16 hours ago. This was when the picture was posted. Billy Joe fought around 30 hours ago. So, end of the day, Tyson Fury was posting pictures about leaving for Miami within 10 hours after Billy Joe Saunders fought. Which means that really, if you're posting pictures, that's a few hours afterwards. My man's in Miami at the beach, if that makes sense. He literally immediately left. He was out of there. Not even a bit hanging around. Now, people say things like, well, YB, it's COVID and he didn't abandon him. He's not disgusted with Billy Joe. Listen, let me tell you something now. If Billy Joe had won, do you think there'd be some evidence of Tyson Fury hanging around? Do you think there'd be no IFL TV interviews? Do you think Tyson Fury wouldn't have gone in the ring with him? Do you think Tyson Fury wouldn't have gone to the changing room with him? Do you think Tyson Fury wouldn't have been partying with him? So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if Billy Joe had won and it would have been an epic night and you'd have partied with him, does it not make sense that, you know what? If he won, I was going to party with him. Now he's lost. Let me, at least for the first day, or for the first few hours, go to the hospital and stay with him. Oh, well, you know, it's COVID and he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. What are you talking about? Tyson Fury himself, posted a picture of him and Billy Joe Saunders at the start of the fight. Tyson Fury was on the ringside, hanging over the ropes. Nothing to do with COVID. Like I told you, man, yesterday, Fury is disgusted with Billy Joe jacking, with Billy Joe bringing his reputation into disrepute. He doesn't want to be associated with a jacker. It's as simple as that. If Billy Joe had won, he'd have been all on the ropes, jumping over and partying and in a changing room with the vodka, or not the vodka, with the champagne and going crazy. In the club. Instead, Tyson Fury was pictured in the club in Miami. Somehow, because of time differences, he was able to skip Texas, skip the night time in Texas, fly. He left so abruptly, he left so rapidly, he was able to get to Miami and party with Adrian Broner before the night was out. No messing about. Billy Joe got thrown to the side and he decided instead he was turning up with the boxing's number 2 delinquent, Adrian Broner. Just like I said he would be. Oh, YB, you've got this wrong. There's no way Tyson Fury is on the drink. There's no way he's on the white. Well, he's with Adrian Broner, so there's a good chance he is doing both of them things. That's what we do know. And these are just the bits of evidence we've seen. How is there no pictures of him and all the Billy Joe Saunders fans and all the Tyson Fury fans telling me, oh no, of course he went to the hospital, of course he went to the changing room. Fury had no problem posting pictures of Adrian Broner. No problem posting pictures of the beach with Tommy Fury. And a lick of no evidence of anything else. And again, people saying things like, well, YB, it's because of COVID and he couldn't go back to the hotel because of that. Guess what? Eddie Hearn posted today. Just got back from the hospital with Billy Joe. He's having an operation. So Eddie Hearn was able to go there. So wait there a minute. Eddie Hearn, the enemy, yeah, who Fury and Billy Joe himself have berated all week about he's a cheater and he's not a good man and whatever else. He went back and spent. In fact, Eddie Hearn said he spent the night with him. So the enemy was able to spend the night with Billy Joe, but Fury wasn't. Someone please explain that to me. Fury has come out today. Now he's realised it looks bad. He's put out a post. Oh, Billy will be my brother forever. We've known each other since we're 15. That's all well and good saying that, but what are your actions? We can all say, oh well, we'll be brothers forever. Listen, people don't say that unless they're trying to make up for something looking bad. He's realised, oops, Eddie Hearn was at the hospital. All week, Fury and Billy were inseparable. All in the video, all on Instagram. Now he's lost. Now he's all busted up somewhere. Fury out of there. Fury partying with Adrian Broner in Miami. And I'm not even... I actually respect Fury for that. Because I wouldn't want to be... If I'm a certain way, if I'm a warrior, I wouldn't want to be associated with someone who's just jacked in the corner. I'd be out of there too. So I'm not knocking him for it. I'm just calling a spade. And giving you man the information. Billy lost and Fury was out. No, he didn't even lose. It wasn't about losing. He jacked, he quit, and Fury's out of there. Straight to Miami. No doubt. Eddie Hearn went to the hospital. Eddie Hearn was all there, 100%. So it was nothing to do with, oh really, he wanted to be there but he couldn't. No, he didn't want to be there. He was gone. And like I said, just think for a second. If he'd have won, would the same thing have happened? Would Fury have just been out of there instantly? No. He'd have been partying with Billy Joe. We'd have seen it all. We'd have been seeing the IFL and he'd have been screaming, I told you. And he'd have been in the ring and the whole lot. The whole works. And I think it's just quite amazing that there wasn't even any videos of Fury leaving the arena. He was just gone. The fact there's no videos of him leaving the arena shows that in between, Fury was so rapid getting out of the arena. It was that small space of time between the fight ending and the commotion in between, and that was it, he was out. The commotion of the ending of the fight, which keeps people distracted and means people weren't looking at the 6'9" Don with a pink shirt on. Oh, the fight's ended, everyone's going crazy. You probably got a 5-10 minute window where everyone's kind of locked into the end of the fight. Fury was out of there in that period of time. Otherwise, all the 70,000 fans would have been picturing him and videoing him leaving with them, if that makes sense. He was gone. He's out of there. Straight on the plane, straight to Miami. See you later, Billy Joe. You jacked. I'm out of here. And if you disagree, give me some, show me. No, I'm open. I just report the evidence. The evidence was, there's video of the ring after the fight. There's video of Billy Joe walking back. There's video of Billy Joe walking to the ambulance. There's references Eddie Hearn at the hospital. There's evidence Fury within 10 hours of the end of the fight, sorry. Fury's posting pictures of Miami Beach. He's posting the pictures of the beach. I'm assuming the internal flight's probably, 2-3 hours? It's rapido. He was he was gone. Out of there. He didn't want to be hanging around in that negativity, and I don't blame him, because I wouldn't want to be hanging around in it either. Hanging around with it and moping at the hospital because your man's just jacked. No, that's not me. But Eddie, you can go there. Eddie, what do they call him, the traitor or whatever? Eddie the traitor and whatever else. Eddie was sitting there. Fair play to Eddie. But the best friend, Fury, sent a tweet about half a day later. Listen, check this. Fury posted about the beach. Fury posted about the party with AB before he posted about his brotherhood with Billy Joe. Yeah? And I just find it amazing that before the fight, Fury was taking pictures on the ropes in the ring. After the fight, there were no pictures of nothing. Billy went hospital and Fury went wherever he was going. So, that is what it is. You man can be mad, you man can deny it. I'm all for, if you've got other evidence that no, it didn't happen and that's not how it went, show me it. Because I don't understand. You can't be in Miami and at the hospital at the same time. And I find it interesting that alleged best friends, Eddie Hearn, the enemy, spent the night at the hospital, but best friends couldn't. So don't tell me, oh no, YB, you've got this wrong. Fury isn't disgusted. It's nothing to do with that. Oh, and by the way, other people are saying, well, YB, it's not that. He's got to get back to training. What? He's got to get back to training with Adrian Broner in Miami in the club. Your man's just gone in hospital, and Eddie Hearn's preaching about how the priest's been called in for his last rites. And you're on a private jet and posting pictures of it and at the beach and all in the video and Miami and whatnot. Don't make no sense. Oh, and by the way, for you man out there thinking he's training, I had some idiot saying, YB, actually, no, I can't believe you said that. He's got a fight with AJ coming up. He trains in Las Vegas, so you can just nip that in the bud. Next, what's the next one? We've shot down C-19. We've shot down training. What else is there? There ain't no more. Fury. Oh yeah, another thing. Another thing I've heard. Look, YB, you're wrong. Look, he put a post out. He put a post out on Twitter saying that him and Billy Ho have been brothers since they're 15. He put the post out after it was exposed that he left. After it was exposed, he wasn't at the hospital, he wasn't in the change room, he'd left. That's when he put that out. And by the way, is that all you've got? A Twitter post. And if you actually look at it, the Twitter picture he included was of before the fight. He doesn't have any pictures of him. You'd think, for example, most time you see them kind of consolation tweets, you see a picture with the person at the time. Oh, look, here's me and Billy in the hospital. Here's me and Billy at the changing room. We've seen it hundreds of times before. Even, here's me and Billy in the ring after the fight. None of that. The picture Fury includes, which is the most recent one he's got of him and Billy being together, was before the fight. Yeah? And that's the end of that. There ain't no other way. You can chop it this way, chop it that way. He gone. And I actually believe rightly so. I'm not sitting here saying, Fury's a bad friend. No, Fury's a good person in that respect. He's chosen to stand by his morals and not bend things. There's two ways you can go in life. You can choose people or you can choose morals. People is when you say, that man's done a bad thing, but he's my friend. It's different when it's, if that makes sense. Everyone's different when it's, a lot of people are, in my opinion, bad people when they justify things because it's their friends. Billy didn't quit because it's my friend. Meanwhile, you're criticising everyone else. That's someone who picks a person. People who pick morals or principles or people. If you pick a principle, which I believe Fury's done, Fury said, listen, Billy, you're my friend, but I'm not going to justify you jacking and compromise my principle. My principle is you don't jack, and therefore I ain't gonna hang around in a hospital and sit there and be clinging to your whatever you want to call it. I don't want that associated with my brand. My brand is the Undertaker. My brand's getting up and pushing on, which to be fair, so far so good. I have to give that to Fury. So far he ain't on Billy Ho's level in as much as he ain't a jacker. A few times he's been tested. He got up. Yeah, Billy said no more. After talking all that, he said no more. After Fury was there doing all kinds of magic and all kinds of chanting, Billy said no more. Billy didn't think about no one else. Billy was selfish. So why should Fury hang around in the hospital and hang around doing interviews for you when you couldn't think about no one else? You was too busy worrying about whatever you was. Don't know what it was. In fact, tell you a lie, Billy Ho does know what he's worrying about. Billy Ho is worried about getting all the way out of there, ASAP. He should have been thinking, you know what? My ancestors, my dad, Fury or whoever else, my kids, I owe it to them. Because I've been telling, I'm sure Billy Ho's been, in fact, we've seen Billy Ho give his kid or say things in front of his kids before. You got to be a warrior. It's all well and good talking it. Your kids wanted to see you do it. As did we all. You jacked. Yeah? And we know that, listen, Tyson Fury's sons out there, maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing. Fury don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I haven't got kids, but if I'm raising kids and I want to raise them a certain way, I don't want them. You know what? This is what we do. We say one thing and we do another. Yeah, I think his son's name's Prince. You know what, Prince? Yeah, I'm going to hang around and endorse this. Yeah, this is what we do. For a week we talk trash. For a week we talk about how big our heart is and how small their heart is. And then we get in there and jack and we just hang around and endorse it. No, we don't do that. We're out of here. See you later. 100%. And bearing in mind the cancel culture, that's what, in my opinion, In fact, from what I'm hearing from Team Fury, or sorry, not from Team Fury, but from people within Team Fury, I'm hearing that the reason that consolation tweet went out was because Fury was worried about the whole cancel culture nature of social media and society today. If Fury hadn't have said nothing and just completely pied Billy Ho off, oh, you're a bad friend, oh, you're a bad person. That's what it's like these days. You can't be a principled-ish person. You have to just always be fruity. You have to be something for everyone these days. And that's what Fury did. Fury ain't gonna physically show up and hang around at the hospital and whatnot. He had it. But in 2021, you've got to at least put, oh, you know what, yeah, no, me and you are brothers. Listen, but let me decode that for you. If he was really brothers, if my brother had his Clark busted and just got, you know what I'm saying? If my brother just had his cheeks busted, if my brother just had his backside taken, I'll be at the hospital with him, wouldn't you? Let's call a spade a spade. Let's not sugarcoat it. Obviously, all the fake people and whatnot want to, oh no, of course no, you'd be there. Because, think about it, if your alleged enemy, Eddie Hearn, can be there, you'd think your best brother and whatnot, since you're 15, would also be there, no? Bearing in mind, it's not as if, oh, well, you're wrong here because Fury was in UK. Yeah, fair enough. But he was there, literally at the start of the fight, he was on the ring with you. You get washed, busted up, Eddie Hearn giving it he's in a real bad state, and your man's to Miami. So people can be mad, people can deny it. It is what it is. I think Fury's right on this one, 100%. Put it this way, it'd be a lot worse hanging around with loser quitters, that's for sure, 100%. What does that prove? Hanging around and justifying quitters on IFL TV like everyone else is. Everyone else, Eddie Hearn. Everyone. Pick anyone. Peter Fury. By the way, all of these people, Peter Fury, that other Muppet, Spencer Fearon, they all, Daniel Dubois, he quit. No doubt he quit. IFL TV themselves had no problem putting quit in the title. Now, it's Billy Ho, he didn't quit. Oh no, that's what you're supposed to do. Let's be consistent here. And that's why I rate Fury on this example. Because he's being consistent. If you're going to call quitting out, you call quitting out. Because no one hasn't been worrying about the medical nature of it. Billy Ho, when he criticised Daniel Dubois, wasn't talking about the medical nature. That's what I don't understand. Everyone now, all the British fans saying, oh well, it's the medical nature of the problem. No, this one's different to this one. No, they're all the same. You jack or you don't jack. That's as long and the short of it. Medicals don't come into it. You either jack or you don't. I don't understand what people struggle about that. Even if your head's hanging off, if you say no more, you've jacked. Seriously, that's how it's supposed to work. A true warrior is black and white in my mind. If your head's hanging off on a thin sliver and you say no more, you've quit. They're the rules of the game here. And we've seen, historically speaking, we've seen people with one arm and no arms, and we've seen all sorts, no eyes, go through and warrior on. You have to hold them in a different regard. You can't mix everyone up together and say, oh no, everyone gets a prize. And again, that's the problem with 2021. In 2021, everyone gets a prize. Oh no, everyone gets a medal for just turning up. No, Fury says no. Everyone don't get a medal. Everyone don't get my support as a given. And finally, just before I go, I keep hearing people saying things like, well, no, that's not the circumstance. You're lying, that's not the case. Listen, Tyson Fury and Billy Ho were inseparable.com. Simple as that. All week. It wasn't a case of, oh, well, YB, he had other places to be. Of course he went to Miami. Miami for what? What, to be partying with Adrian Broner? You were so busy. You had so many other plans that were already pre-booked. What, one of them was partying with Adrian Broner? Over your own mans. So don't tell me he had other places to be. Partying with Broner and going to the beach with Tommy. Get out of it. Be realistic now. All week, he been with his man, Billy Ho. No doubt. Inseparable. Together. 100%. Are you telling me his plans were that important? He couldn't have waited 24 hours. You telling me that 24-hour period, you telling me it's just coincidence that he got up and left within 5 hours of the fight ending? That has nothing to do with the result of the fight. Are you telling me he didn't plan on partying with Billy Joe if he'd have won? He was going to get out of there, get out of Dodge the same way if Billy Ho had won. I mean, normally how it works is the successful man of the fight, I mean, they don't get out of the arena for like 5-6 hours because they have a champagne and interviews and press conference. Takes them ages to get out of there. So are you saying that, oh, Billy was going to win and Fury was going to go and party with Adrian Broner and go to the beach with Tommy within 10 hours? I don't think so. So cut all that stuff out about he had plans, he had things to do. He had no plans to do, he had nothing else going on. He was just disgusted with what happened. And he left. That's the long and the short of it. Because if your man gets whooped and partying with a man you don't even know, Adrian Broner, and going to the beach with Tommy in Miami is more important than that. Don't make no sense. Let's not forget, they're best friends. Self-admittedly, they're best friends. They've spent all week inseparable. I mean, let's do the maths here. You spent 7 days, or 5, 6, 7 days together, and you couldn't afford another one. Arguably the most important one. Anyone can celebrate and hype and press conference together. The most important day was that day, after a massive loss. No, you tell me. What's more important? Dancing around together and chanting in the press conference or the pre-fight press conference, or showing up to the hospital after your clerk's been bust? You man can fill in the dots here. We all know the answer to that. Obviously, you man who are fans of certain people, you want to justify it and argue it and deny what's in front of you. The facts are, if he'd have won, he'd have been there. He's not there. Because he's not impressed and he's not justifying it. He's not endorsing it. He's not allowing Billy Ho to rub off on his own principles and beliefs. Now, he may sugarcoat it publicly speaking. I'm just telling you what's going on behind closed doors. And I'm in contact with people within Team Fury. So it's not like, oh wait, you're just guessing. Not even a bit. Am I just guessing? That's what we do know. And like I said, I'm all for, if you man have got other evidence, if you're saying, nah, that isn't the case, please show me something to the contrary. You show me one piece, anything you can find, that says, no, that's not what's happening. Fury didn't just get up and leave to go party with Adrian Broner and go to the beach. What, you telling me the beach couldn't have waited? You telling me Adrian Broner in Miami couldn't have waited? There's not any, literally anything. I mean, even if Fury had have flown back to Las Vegas and partied with Broner and gone to the beach, you could at least say, well, no, he needed to train. He went to Miami. There's nothing in Miami for Fury apart from partying, drinking. And we know what Miami is. Miami's better than Texas for the white. Yeah, and I told you, man, as much. No one wanted to listen. Oh, YB's guessing. YB doesn't have people inside Fury's camp. I told you. He was feeding for the white. Anyone in the US knows Miami is white central. That's where you go. That's where the power is. That's the front door. That's where they fly it in. Miami. And again, are you telling me it's coincidence? Pick one person who's known as a delinquent partier, who's known as a delinquent raver in the boxing scene. Name me one. Apart from Ricky Hatton. In the US I'm talking about. Who would be the go-to guy? If you had to pick someone to party and be irresponsible, who would it be? Adrian Broner. So don't sit there, oh, well, no, YB, there's so many coincidences. Oh, no, he flew to Miami. He ducked his man off, who's in the hospital. And that's another thing. Eddie Hearn, obviously, we know loads of fighters who have gone to the hospital before. Eddie Hearn rarely stays there with them overnight. This was touch and go, as Eddie Hearn said. So it was serious enough for Eddie Hearn to stay overnight. It wasn't serious enough for your man Fury to say, nah, you know what, I'll delay my plans to party with Adrian Broner in the capital, in the white capital, Miami. I'll delay 24 hours my plans to go to the beach with Tommy Fury. Let me just hold tight here for a hot sec. No. He's out of there. He don't condone it, and he's not hanging around. And it's as simple as that. But like I said, if you man have got other evidence, please show it. If you've got other arguments, please I'm all ears for them. Every piece of evidence I keep getting. And this is the thing. Fury is the gift that keeps on giving. I actually think he wants to get this out there. Because look at the evidence. It's not a good look. You've been shilling, hyping your man up all week. It goes to pot, and you're out of there within less than 24 hours. Half a day, you're literally at the beach partying with another man in another state. I think he's signalling that. Listen, I want people who have got a brain, who can look at basic facts. I want you, man, to know that I'm not down with this. I'm not team bend over. I'm not team Jack. Because Fury's always said, if you jack once, he'll jack again. And he said it to Hay as well. No doubt.